Hello there, Ringside crew.
Hey dudes at Ringside crew, this is Davian.
Hey, it's Jenny Santana.
This is Alfie.
This is the Savage Juggernaut, Tamaku.
Ringside Ring!
This is Thomas D. Bruff.
This is Billy Starks.
Mr. Chad Epic.
Megan Mason.
Hey everybody, Scotland's own Brody Adler.
The headliner in charge, Marco Mania.
This is your girl Charisma.
Papa Dink, Brendan Dicker.
This is According to Woods.
Savannah Summers.
I'm Shorty.
Tasman inside.
You are watching
The internationally known
Dudes at Ringside podcast, hosted by Metal Geek and Joe the Panther Jr.
Hello there, wrestling fans, and welcome to another episode of the internationally known Dudes at Ringside podcast. I'm your host, Joe the Panther the Third, and now from the top of Metal Mountain, all the way down to all 50 states and the globe, it's the Happy Heel himself, the Metal Geek.
What's going on, Ringside crew? What's going on, internationally known? What's going on, everybody? What's going on, Joe? How's it going today? Happy birthday, by the way, buddy.
Thank you. Thank you. You're the first person to say it today because nobody likes me. They all want to beat me up. And birthday, you get punched anyway, so it's kind of.
You want?
Ow.
There you go.
Ow.
Well, I'll do 30 punches, but we have a guest, Joe, today, don't we?
Yes, you introduced the fun guest.
Let's give a warm Dudes at Ringside welcome to the Warriors of Wrestling, Jade.
Hi, guys.
How's it going?
Welcome. Thank
Happy
you.
birthday, Joe.
Thank you, Jade. So, it's my birthday, and I'm going to wag my tail because I'm a cat, and I do that. So, if our lovely international wrestling fans are not familiar with you, and why would they not be, introduce yourself.
Hi, Jade. I wrestle at Warriors of Wrestling. I'm Women's World Champ.
Ooh, love it.
That's really it.
Yeah. So, who trained you?
I was trained by Joe Bellini, also known as Joey B. I was trained. We have training at Fun Station USA in Staten Island. Have it Tuesdays, Wednesdays, and Thursdays. Trained by Joe. He kind of took me under his wing, and he trained me.
Awesome.
What's it like being trained by him?
What's it like? Oh, it's great. I mean, he's rough, but I'd rather someone be more straightforward with me than sugarcoat things because I wouldn't be where I am if it wasn't for Joe.
Yeah.
So, what is it like? Like, you're so young. You're like, how many years have you been in the wrestling business?
So I started wrestling when I was 15. I was a sophomore in high school, and then COVID happened in the middle of my sophomore year. COVID happened in March, and then I started training again, I think around May, end of May, more June. I'm pretty sure it was June. And now I'm 18, so I'd say that's 2 years about, without the COVID months.
So about 3 years, right?
So about two.
Two?
So, I started, my birthday's in January, and I started towards the end of October. And then the COVID months. So about 2 years.
2 years, yeah.
See, it's so funny you say that you started wrestling, like you said 15. You know, in England, the wrestlers start at 12 years old.
Really?
Yeah, they start young over there.
If you were in England, they'd be like, "You're too old." They would have said, "You're old."
No, Joe. When they're 18-year-olds, they're a freaking pro, right?
By 18 in England, you probably would be we'd be like, you're champion now. You probably would be champion for 2 or 3 years already.
So I always I'm so young here, but in England they start at 12.
Yeah.
I started long after that. But here, York, you have to start at 18.
Exactly.
Yeah. You can't go on shows unless you're 18 if you're in New York.
Mm-hmm.
But I started so young. I started way before 18. I was the youngest person in my class.
Wow.
I was youngest.
Have you ever thought of wrestling in any other state or anywhere else in the globe? Where would you want to wrestle?
I'd wrestle anywhere. I would go international, but I don't know how far I would go with that.
Okay.
I would wrestle. I'd love to see America. So I would wrestle, but I want to see, like, my dream is to see the world. That's another one of my dreams, is to see the world. But I want to start with America. So first, I want to see all of America, and then I'll start going international.
Gotcha.
Okay.
So, who's like your dream opponent that you would love to face?
Like, in all of wrestling.
Yeah, all
Yeah.
wrestling, anybody.
It doesn't. It's like a revolving door, like AEW has. Who would be your
A
revolving?
forbidden door. Forbidden
Well,
door.
Are there indies or main roster forbidden door? Who would you want them to come through and why?
So just out of the people in the indies, or like WWE, like anybody.
Anybody, like a forbidden door, like it doesn't matter where they're from.
Alexa Bliss.
Alexa Bliss. Another Alexa Bliss, Joe.
Creepy
Yeah.
Alexa Bliss or the old school Alexa Bliss?
No, the old school Alexa Bliss, or AJ Lee, Becky
Okay.
Lynch. Becky Lynch is pretty high up. Becky Lynch, Charlotte Flair. Yeah, all them.
Yeah,
Was it
AJ
that
Lee-
one? I can't pick one. There's so many like matches I want to have.
Okay.
Yeah, but AJ Lee and what's the other? And I think Alexa Bliss have been like a lot of people's dream matches. A lot of people have said China was another dream match. A lot of people have said, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So AJ was the reason I started getting into wrestling. That's why she's definitely one of the people I want to have a match with. But I was like 11 and I started watching her, and then that's how I got into it. And once I just started watching her matches, I was like, I wanted to be a wrestler. I knew I wanted to be a wrestler. Like, I knew that's what I was going to do. And I told everybody. And everybody thought I was kidding. And I wasn't. Like, I was very serious.
What's your favorite Alexa Bliss match?
What's my favorite Alexa Bliss match? Alexa Bliss versus Flair?
Flair?
Flair.
Cool.
That's my favorite Bliss match. I can tell you my favorite AJ match. My favorite AJ match is Paige versus AJ. That's the match.
That was a good match, and that oh my gosh, that freaked me out when she came out, and I was like, "What? What is she doing on Raw?" Like,
yeah, that was a really good match, and the crowd was like,
that crowd. Of course, the after WrestleMania crowd is always the hot electric crowd.
Yeah.
Always. I was at the one in New Orleans. I think it was when Bobby Lashley returned. That was a great show.
I went to WrestleMania 35.
We were there too.
Me and Joe both there. So.
It was in Jersey.
Yeah, we were. It was so funny. It was the dudes. It's Geek has been hounding me that long since that WrestleMania to start a podcast.
I think longer than that.
When did you guys start the podcast?
Last year.
Last March.
Oh, okay, so you guys been doing this for about a year.
Yeah, we're green. We're green.
We're so green. We look like Kermit the Frog.
We're green as the logo right now.
It's all right. You got to start somewhere, right?
Yeah, exactly. So,
but like, I told this to Geek, and I'll say this now with you here. I never thought that we'd be this so well known in England. We're 14% in England with fans, people that watch us,
and wrestlers.
And wrestlers. What was that?
You're popular in like internationally. You're more popular.
Yeah.
You never know. An indie promotion in England may see you and try to look you up and like, let's see who this Jade girl is. I want to see who she is. Because this Saturday, I'm breaking the news now with you, Jade, on the screen. We are doing a reaction / watch party this Saturday for an indie promotion in England called Outcast Pro Wrestling.
Okay, so what do you do?
Yeah. You watch the show and stuff like they're doing a show on Twitch if you want to check it out.
Oh, okay. All right. So you're on their show.
Yeah, we'll be watching it and stuff like that.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
So what kind of foods do you like?
Kind of foods? Well, I'm Italian. Well, my dad's Italian and my mom's Israeli. So they always argue over which is better, Italian food or Israeli food.
Oh, jeez.
Oh, here's my thing. I like Italian food from restaurants. Like, if we go to a restaurant, I want to go to an Italian restaurant. But if it's homemade, I want my mom's Israeli food.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
my mom's like, not going to make authentic Italian food like my grandmother will. But my mom won't. Because she's not Italian. So, homemade, I love Israeli food. My favorite. But if we're going out to dinner, I want my Italian food.
Mhm.
I like my pizzas, my pastas. I like all that. And I'm from New York, so we have the best pizza here.
Yep. West Coast people on the show watching this on the 29th, fight me.
Listen, cannot beat New York pizza. There is no pizza in the world. Maybe in Italy. Maybe in Italy. I don't know. I never had like pizza from Italy. But you can't beat New York pizza. New York pizza has the best pizza.
Exactly. I've been to Florida so many times, and I'm like,
I won't even eat pizza there.
Yeah, exactly. It's like, this is not real pizza.
I won't even go there.
It was so funny. Like we had an interview with a few weeks ago with the Italian wrestler, some wrestlers, our friends now from Italy, and they were like, we had this weird discussion because I don't know if you ever watched Travel Channel when they go to Italy, and their pizza, when I saw it, it wasn't round. It was a weird shape, and I'm like, "Is your pizza round?" And they're like,
Where,
"Yeah,
right?
it's like a weird shape. It's not even round. It's like a squiggle like that." And they're like, "That our pizza's round." I don't know if you ever saw that.
I don't know if this is completely true, but I heard in Italy they eat their pizza with a fork.
That's what I heard too.
They don't grab it. But like I fold my pizza. That's how I eat my pizza. But like I think they cut it and eat it. I don't know. I know it's very different from here.
Yeah, they're classy. They eat with their pinkies up and they cut with a fork.
Yeah, I heard.
We're from New York. We grab the pizza and we eat it.
Yeah, we grab like I grew up with the Ninja Turtles. You grab the plate, you grab the pizza, you squeeze it, and if it flops down, it's not a good slice of pizza.
Really?
That's what I learned. Yes, what I learned. What was that?
I don't know. Mine usually doesn't flop down. I just eat it. I don't even pay attention if it flops or not. Like, it'll stand up.
Yeah. That was my test as a kid. If the pizza stayed straight when you were eating it, it's a good slice of pizza. If it fell down, like it flopped down, it wasn't a good slice of pizza. And if it dripped, it's even better. That's what I said.
If it dripped, if it flops down and drips, it means it's too oily.
Yeah. I used to like when it dripped, but I didn't like when it fell and like it flopped down. I'm like, oh.
I also heard in Italy that a lot of the stuff that they have there is separate. Like they won't eat like spaghetti and meatballs together.
Oh, they eat it separately?
Yeah, they eat it separately. Yeah, you'll have like your pasta, then you'll have your meatballs later at the second course.
Okay, so would you consider spaghetti and meatballs an American food then?
Yeah, that would be like an American thing that they do. So they do spaghetti and meatballs, but they don't have it together.
Oh,
That's
okay.
It's different. It's something different.
I have to eat my spaghetti and meatballs together. I don't eat them separate.
Like it's weird at like there's certain like places you can get like certain food. Like if you get meatballs and if you don't want spaghetti, some people's meatballs taste more like what's that some of the people like mix their meatballs with stuff inside of it. Like how would you make your meatballs? Like in the sauce that it comes in, or would you just make it and then toss it in the sauce to give it that taste?
I don't know. What do? I put it in the sauce.
I know people that make it and then they put they make the meatballs and they stick it in the sauce. I know people that stick them in the oven and then they stick them in the sauce so they're not raw.
It goes on the stove. The sauce goes on the stove and you put the meatballs in the sauce.
I've seen people put opposite. They stick them on the frying pan and then they stick them in the sauce so they're not raw. I've seen that on like some places, but meatballs are delicious.
I don't know. My mom has this big pot sauce and she throws the meatballs in the pot. So I watch her do it. That's what I do.
Geek.
No, I was just about to say we have an upcoming show that we didn't even get to talk about yet.
Okay.
So we have that show coming up.
Yes, I'm wrestling Angelica Risk and Julia Hart at St. Finbar's Church in Brooklyn on May 14th.
May 14th. So that should be an awesome match, though.
So whoever's in Brooklyn should come down, come see the show.
Definitely. And you be able to hang out with her and talk about the podcast and hang out and just
Yeah.
May 14th.
happy, sorry, keep going.
I was just about to say May 14th.
Yeah,
Yeah,
May 14th, yeah.
May
Where can they find tickets to buy them?
So you can get them at warriorswrestling.com. You could call the number, I think it's at the bottom of the flyer. Or you can get them at the door.
Okay.
But if you want front row, get them at warriorswrestling.com. You get it on the website. All the information is on the poster.
Sorry if it's so blurry. I had to crop it in so it fits on the thing. Because it was from that's how I get my posters, whatever. Sorry.
You got a lot of big names there. You got Cody Hall, you have Lindsay Dorado on there, Julia Hart. Looks like you got Darius Carter on there, right?
Up Joe Yates, Max
Joe
Bain.
That's what they call it. It's stacked card.
Yeah.
And
So
they have you.
Yep, that's me.
Is that match for the belt or no?
Yes. Yeah.
Okay.
So
Sometimes they'll do that. They'll make it for the belt. Sometimes they won't.
No, it's for the belt.
yeah, we have something on. We have like something called like a Dudes at Ringside Voodoo, where after somebody comes on our podcast, they always win a championship or something.
She already has a championship, Geek. So
well, you win another one.
She's gonna win somewhere else. Wherever else you go, you'll win another one.
I'm gonna have another one.
Yeah, you're
Yeah.
gonna win another one.
And you'll be like, holy crap, those Dudes at Ringside guys are right.
Like, have you ever wrestled on Long Island yet?
No. I've only really wrestled at Warriors of Wrestling. I have wrestled. This is it. That's really it. I haven't really done other promotions yet. I'm gonna start, but I haven't wrestled Long Island yet. No.
There's some really good indie promotions on Long Island that we always me and Geeks started to go to the shows last year. I went to one in July, but Geek frequently goes to their events. It's called Victory Pro. It's a really good event. And what's the other one, Geek? Creative Pro Wrestling. That's another one that's good.
Creative Pro Wrestling.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So you're from Long Island, right?
Yes.
Okay.
And I'm from Pennsylvania. There's one over there called PPW. That's really good over there.
PPW.
Yeah, their roster's always stacked, and you would fit in the women's division because they have a really good women's division. Like from Christina Marie, have you ever heard of her?
Yeah.
Yeah, she's on their roster. Adina Steele's on their roster. Who else? Dude?
You got Danny Moe.
Danny Moe is on their roster.
From
AEW.
Bro Keller, right?
Bro Keller.
Rembrandt and Cosmic.
What's it called? PPA?
Oh, it's called PPW.
PPW.
Yeah.
PPW.
You can catch them on Fight TV.
Okay, I'll check it out. Definitely check it
They're
out.
good. I watched some of their stuff on YouTube. I was like, whoa. Dang it. I wish it was. And I even.
Joe, do their shows, are their shows free or you have to pay for them on Fight?
I don't know.
Because some of the shows you have to pay for on Fight and some of them are free.
But you could actually look up them on YouTube and watch their show. I don't know if there's full matches on YouTube or it's half matches, but VPW, Victory Pro Wrestling,
on YouTube.
You could actually watch full shows.
On YouTube.
So where in Pennsylvania is it?
It's in the Poconos, about where you were last time, you said?
I was just in the Poconos.
Yeah, they do Poconos like Pike County, Wayne County. They do their shows like that.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
That's not too far. Good hour and a half.
Yeah. It's like what do you think about this? That do you think the indies right now is white hot because the pandemic is like they're doing shows again, or do you think they think it could get hotter?
I think it could get hotter. I think it's just starting. Like everybody's still recovering from the pandemic. Like everybody's just getting into things. Like if you really think about it, we just got back out of quarantine because I started my senior year in September, and I missed half of high school. Like I told you, I started wrestling when I was 15 years old. I was a sophomore in high school. My sophomore year got cut in March, and I did not go back to school until September of my senior year.
Wow.
I was up that whole time, had to wear the mask. I was in my room I had COVID. I was stuck in my room for 2 weeks. So everybody's just starting to get into like the whole back to normal. Everybody's just getting back to normal. Like it just happened. Everybody's getting rid of the masks now. So I think now that things are starting warming up, people are getting less scared. I think things are getting better.
Yeah.
So people aren't going to be afraid to come out and sit next to each other in an audience. People aren't going to be scared to be social with each other anymore. So I think once that's like fully recovered, I think it'll get hotter.
Yeah.
I mean, Victory Pro, they've been building up their shows. Like every single show, they've been selling more and more tickets where they have to, they're in the same venue every single month. So they have to rearrange the set every single month because they keep selling more and more tickets. So they're trying to make the set like bigger so they could fit more people in there. But
tell her how many people they had at their last show you went to.
Almost 300 people the last show.
Especially like now it's starting to become nicer out. People get when it's nicer out. Like people get more sick in the winter, so now there'll be more people out. It's warmer out. Especially like kids are out of school. So I think once the summer hits, it'll get a lot more hotter.
Like
no sick.
Like last Wednesday would like they where I live in PA, it was one day it was 70 degrees and then it was snowing. It was snowing up in the Poconos. I'm like, what the heck? We are in April.
It was snowing yesterday.
Yeah, I know.
My car was full of snow.
I was like, this is ridiculous.
But in New York, like we're finally done with this snow, this cold. Thank God, because I cannot handle another week of the cold. Which
I'm getting tired of wearing hats to work. I'm like, I went into work last week with a winter hat on, and I'm like, everybody's looking at me like, I'm like, what are you staring at me like that for? You know it's cold outside.
No, it is cold. It's cold in PA, but it's very different because New York is like we're in our 70s right now. Like, except for today, maybe it was a little rainy, but
it was a little cold this morning though. So
April showers bring May flowers. So
yep, that's true.
Yeah, like ridiculous. So do you play video games at all?
I play Fortnite.
Fortnite.
I play Fortnite and I play Mario Bros. Those are the two games I play, and Mario Kart 3. I don't know how to use an Xbox or a PS4. I am terrible at it. I can use my phone, I can use my DS, and I can use my Nintendo Switch. That's it.
I play a PlayStation like nobody's watching. I play my WWE 2K22 and I'm good.
You know what it is? It's the controls. I can't get used to. I can't get used to the triangle. It's like it's weird. Like I'm used to A's jump. I'm just so used to my Nintendo Switch controls that I can't adjust to it. Like it's too weird for me. And I feel like I don't know. The sensitivity is so much more weird on the PS4. Like I like my sensitivity on my Switch. I like my Nintendo games. Like I love Mario. Mario's my favorite game since I was a kid. I love Mario, and I'm the best at it. So if anybody wants to ever challenge me in Mario, just know you're gonna be destroyed. Like,
yeah. So, do you have any upcoming shows or besides Warriors of Wrestling or?
So no, I have May 14th, and then I'm not going to be at the June 11th show, but we have another show June 11th. My prom.
Oh,
But I'm not doing any other shows besides Warriors of Wrestling right now.
all right. Do you have anywhere? Do you have any merch that anybody could buy yet, or?
Not yet. Not yet. I'm gonna start selling T-shirts at the shows though, slowly, and then I'll get on like pro wrestling tees. But I want to see who's gonna buy them first at the shows. So I have 8x10s at the shows too.
Is there anybody that if anybody wants to buy any, if that's watching this episode today, is there anywhere they could pick up an 8x10?
Just DM me. I'll ship it to you.
Okay.
My Instagram is Jade_WW30, and that's my Twitter too. So just message me on either of those.
Okay. Cool.
Yeah. Jade, we want to thank you so much for coming on the podcast, and you are awesome. You know.
Thank you.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah.
You're welcome. You go, geek.
Go ahead, Joe.
I'm the birthday boy, Joe Panther III.
I'm Metal Geek.
And
I'm Jade.
we will catch you in the next one. Birthday
Bye.
boy out.